life coaches, and I'm taking a little time away. I live by the beach, but where I do my best creating is right on the beach. So I've taken 5 days to get over a cold, number one, but also to do a little creating. And I'm going to be speaking with you today about the agony of the over-functioning family hero. I did a video about a month ago on the agony of the lonely lost child, and I'm going to make videos about the scapegoat and about the mascot as well when I get a chance. But all four of these roles in dysfunctional families have very intense agony. So I'm going to go through a list taken from a woman named Louise Behiel, Behiel, and it's a blog called The Family Hero. It's Not All Good. And I'm going to talk a little bit about the family hero role, and I'm going to mix in some of my thoughts with her thoughts. By the way, we're live, but I'm going to be sticking to my material. I might say hello to some of you, but so the agony of the over-functioning family hero. They're usually the oldest child in the family. If you have a really large family, then you might have a situation where different kids play different roles. I have an older brother, less than a year older, and a younger brother about a year and a half after me, and we're all family heroes. I was predominantly a lost child. Hello. But I was also a family hero of sorts. Let me liken it like this. My older brother, Chuck, hi Sarah, he reminded me growing up of John F. Kennedy. He just had a lot of leadership qualities that sort of looked like John F. Kennedy, but his over-functioning took the form of leadership. I grew into sort of a mini Dr. Phil, so my over-functioning took the form of helping people. And then my younger brother, Sam, without the politics, hi Ellie, is a little bit like Donald Trump in that he's an empire builder and that he's in commercial real estate. Family heroes succeed by hard work and diligence. They're good students, they're hard workers, or they're star athletes. I wasn't a good student, but I worked really hard as a lost child to lose myself in the game of basketball. And during high school, I was able to upgrade from lost child to family hero because I was on the starting five of the basketball team, which, made you sort of a hero in that community of Kokomo, Indiana. Whenever you see a superstar teenager, ask yourself if they're overcompensating for something at home, Louise writes. Family heroes are overly responsible. They understand the cause and effect and consequences, and they rarely make the wrong choices. Hi, Joe. They're the shining stars of their families. In high school, I was the basketball hero, and my little brother was the hi Art, hi Susanna. My little brother was the grades and student government. Hey Andy, family hero. And my older brother, like I said, was just this, this mensch, this leader of men. So we had three shining stars to prove that our family wasn't crazy, that our family wasn't dysfunctional. And family heroes usually continue to succeed throughout their lifetime. It just depends on what you call succeed. They make a lot of money. They might go through 2 and 3 divorces. They really damage their children. They might become alcoholics, but functioning alcoholics. But on the outside, they usually continue to succeed all throughout their life. Family heroes are workhorses. I did a video ways back about a client of mine from New Mexico who was a workhorse and a family hero. They get more done than any 10 men get done in a day. When you say, you know, if you want the job done right, give it to the busiest person, that's who you're talking about. But the problem with family heroes is they're out of touch with their own needs, and they're out of touch with their bodies. I struggle with that to this day. I was sick with a respiratory infection, and it took me 3 months to figure it out because I just, hey Gilligan, I just motor on and focus, and I don't pay attention to what's going on in my body. Family heroes usually follow through regardless of what is asked for them because they are people who keep the rules and follow through. They have trouble having fun. I think one of you said, I think it was Ellie, said, looks like somebody's having fun. Well, I gotta be honest with you, I haven't had fun because I've been recuperating from this respiratory infection, and I was just led to discuss the dark side of being a family hero. And we family heroes, we have a hard time having fun. You guys see me on the show and I have a sense of humor, and you might think I'm a fun guy. I am not a fun guy. Ask my wife. When we were little, we overfunctioned, and then we didn't get to be a kid. So then when we get old, Rick, it sounds like you. I feel your pain, brother. When we get old, we don't know how to play. We don't know how to have fun. It's work to have fun, Ellie says. So, family heroes take care of other people. They haven't healed their unresolved inner child wounds. So when they see somebody that they care about experiencing a lot of pain, they take care of them. They're rescuers. They are human doings instead of human beings. They value getting things done, crossing things off the list. Many times, family heroes don't even know that they're dysfunctional. I've sat across many a family hero, and pardon my language, I'm like, you do know that you're fucked up, right? And they're shocked. They know their wife has issues, but they don't recognize that they have issues because they make $300,000 a year and they drive a BMW and they have all the right friends. They perceive themselves as high energy people who are just organized and efficient. And this role is the hardest one to break away from, because the rewards of being a family hero are so powerful, because money and praise and attention feed the insecurity of the unrecovered family hero. The family hero usually takes on too much, and they don't understand downtime, and they don't understand relaxing. What else would you expect? This child has always been rewarded with praise, with attention, or with money for working so hard and taking charge, even as a child. The downside, one of the big downsides to being a family hero is you tend to get romantically involved with underfunctioners. I did this for 6.5 years with my fiance. Joe says this is him too. And I did this in my relationship after that, where my contribution was basically to pay all the bills, but it never crossed my mind that they could contribute, because that's what I did. I overfunctioned. Or they become the workaholic adult who claims, I'm just doing this for my family. And the truth is, we're doing it to feed our insecurities. And then we're doing it for our family, but it's mainly our unresolved drive. Many of my family heroes that I work with, it feels like we're being chased by a couple of junkyard dogs. If we don't stay ahead of that junkyard dog, we just know, hey, U.S. Mail, I'm going to mention you. If we don't stay ahead of our fear, then we fear we're going to lose it. We're going to lose our jobs. We're going to be embarrassed. We're going to be humiliated. We're going to have bankruptcy. We're going to get divorced. All our friends are going to turn their back. Our kids are going to hate us. If you guys had these thoughts, so you run to keep ahead of the junkyard dogs, even though those junkyard dogs aren't even there. Those junkyard dogs are really more in your head than anywhere else. So between my older brother, who is a very successful executive and a missionary, and myself as a successful therapist and YouTube guy, and my younger brother, who's very wealthy and probably the #1 commercial real estate guy in Indianapolis, it's helped to lift the family shame. You know, that our parents were such knuckleheads and underfunctioners, and some of the females in the family have had mental health problems, that if we can achieve these things, then somehow our family is other than what it really was. Many times family heroes become therapists, they become missionaries, they become ministers, they become doctors. They're often intolerant of their own needs. And they're intolerant of weakness. They call it weakness, really it's strength. They're intolerant of their tears. They cannot face up to and deal with their own tears. They apologize if they cry. I've had so many family heroes through the years apologize for crying. I'm like, dude, you're in a therapy session. This, of all places, is a place where you should cry. Family heroes are crazy making for the next generation, because they go through life portraying this picture that their shit don't stink. And then the young teenager underneath them is confused, they're abandoned, they're overly given things financially, and they're lost, and they struggle. And then the parent, who is the family hero, judges them harshly and maybe blames it on bad genetics, when it's really abandoning parenting. Failure is intolerable for the family hero. Failure equals death. Their worst fear is to feel out of control. When you grow up in a dysfunctional family and you're the family hero, you're the one who paid the electric bill when you were 11 years old, you're the one who started cooking when you were 10, you know what it's like to feel chaos. And then in your adult life as a family hero, the last thing you want to do is to feel chaos. And sometimes I find myself compulsively straightening, putting things away, dotting all the I's, crossing all the T's, because to not do so makes it feel like chaos. Many times a family hero feels like a fraud because when they have their game face on, their doctor face on, their missionary face on, their minister face on, their social worker face on, their therapist face on, they feel like a competent professional. But when they get home and it's 3 o'clock in the morning and you feel like you're a 2-year-old and you're scared, that feels like the real you, because that is the real you. So, and many times they suffer from depression in midlife because their marriage blows up in midlife and it blows their cover. Or a parent dies in midlife and it blows big holes in their psychological defense mechanisms. So I wanted to give some examples from my life of me playing the family role, just so you could, put some color to it. I don't know, I was probably 7 and I heard my mother crying really loudly, "No, Sam, no," talking to my dad. My dad had lost his paycheck gambling. And as a family hero, I went into my closet and I got my piggy bank. And I took my piggy bank and said, "Here, Mom, you can open the piggy bank." When I was 10, I was put in charge of babysitting my infant sister, Lisa Marie, who subsequently died of crib death under my watch. And that was a horrible responsibility to carry around. When I was 16, I remember going shopping for a pair of glasses, and as a family hero, I wanted to pick out the cheapest pair of glasses that I could find, because I didn't want to take away from the resources for the younger kids. So I didn't really care what I looked like. I cared about them, In my adult life, I've struggled as a workaholic, being driven to be successful, being driven to heal the wounds of my clients, and sometimes have lost myself in that. I've had trouble relaxing as a family hero. As a family hero, you're hyper vigilant. You can't lean into the strength of your parents. You can't be a baby. You can't be a toddler. You can't be a kid, because you can't really trust the world. So when you get to be an adult, you're always waiting for the other shoe to drop. And I am fun disabled. I can be fun. You get me in a party, and I can be the life of the party because I have a funny part of my personality. But many times I'm so busy, overwhelmed with responsibilities, that it doesn't occur to me to have fun. And my wife has to drag me to the movies or drag me to the beach and say, "Lighten up, dude, have some fun." And I've also experienced this sense of feeling out of control. It isn't that family heroes are so controlling, it's that we fear feeling out of control. So if a room is messy, that equals chaos. So we want to order our lives and order the lives of the people around us, so that we don't feel the unresolved chaos that hasn't been healed from our childhood. And then the main result of being a family hero is you're not only disconnected from yourself, you're disconnected from your relationship. You're just not present. You can be physically present, but not emotionally present. So how does one recover from being a family hero? Usually in midlife, you got to be shattered, because the universe coming along and tapping you on the shoulder, you're not going to get it. You're too focused on your over-functioning. You're too focused on your caretaking. You're too focused on your workaholism. You're too focused on paying all the bills. So Mother Nature usually gets you involved in a relationship that blows up in your face like an atomic bomb, and it leaves you wounded and shattered in a million pieces. Recovery for a family hero, people refer to themselves as the new Mike, the new Dave, the new Joe, because they really are new. After their shattering, there's a humility, there's a brokenness that is genuine. I've got a client now, we'll call him Mike, where as a 53-year-old man, he's crying, he's deep processing, he's mellowing. Thanks, Susanna. He's less angry than he was, and Mike's really in touch with his wounded little boy. And when he cries and he shows that wounded little boy in front of his wife, instead of his wife remembering the jerk and the rager and the criticizer, his wife remembers and sees the wounded little boy, and she gets soft and sweet and kind and nurturing. So part of what it is to recover as a family hero is to embrace your limitations. I wanted to do all 3 videos on this little retreat, and in my family hero disease, I would have gotten that done. I would have ignored my recovery from my cold. I wouldn't have spent as much time walking on that really nice beach out there, and I would have gotten them done, but I'm not going to. The next couple days I'm going to rest, and I'm going to lay in the sun, and I'm going to take care of myself. So it's embracing your humanity, embracing your limitations, and embracing your emotional pain. Family heroes spend their whole life trying not to feel pain by numbing themselves through busyness and work and alcohol, sometimes through sex. But what a family hero in recovery does is they embrace their emotional pain. You can't keep your workaholism and your supermanism or your superwomanism and then flip a switch when you get home and become a different person. You have to get in recovery for your dysfunctional family roles, and you have to play a new role of vulnerable, genuine, sweet little kid that you can show your partner, and they'll wonder who you are and where you've been all that time, because you're so different than the guy that you've previously been. So embrace your humanness, embrace the shattering, embrace the brokenness, and embrace the emotional pain that comes with it. So I hope this has spoken to you family heroes out there. Let go, let God. Stop trying to control everything, and share with your partner and share with the world more of your humanity and more of your real, genuine self. That's all I got for you today on the wounded agony of the over-functioning family hero. It looks like a great role to have, but it's really the hardest one to change because you just keep getting rewarded for doing addictive behaviors that everybody will pat you on the back. The other night I canceled 3 appointments because I wasn't feeling well, and it had probably been 10 years since I'd canceled 3 appointments for being sick because I'm a battler, I'm a warrior. So I'm just encouraging you to follow a new and different mellow path in midlife, family heroes. Soften, be more vulnerable, spend time crying, find a good therapist where you can be really humble and really vulnerable, and embrace the lessons and the pain that your life is telling you from your relationship. Pay attention to what your wife is telling you and slow down and just be grasshopper. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, Family Tree Brand Life Coaches, please do so. Join us on Tuesday nights at 8 o'clock for our live stream show. Renda's going to be doing that tomorrow night without me because I'll still be here at the beach. Also, I have books on abandonment, shame, and on narcissistic abuse recovery at familytreecounseling.com. Also, if you would like to work with me individually as your therapist, I am available to be your therapist via Skype. So thank you for watching, everybody. Love you guys. Thank you for your great comments. I'm sorry I couldn't dialogue much with you, but I'm going to go take a walk on the beach and listen to a novel. God bless.